Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right. Can I have a louder good morning? Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good
Awesome.
morning.
Awesome. That's great. All right. Welcome again, fellow guests and our dear Toastmasters. Welcome to meeting number 279 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I am Toastmaster Chaitra Lakshmi Narayan, your sergeant at arms for today's meeting. I'm going to do the basic housekeeping before we start with today's meeting. As a sergeant at arms, I think I'm bounded to give you three priority rules that all of us try our best to keep up with. The first one being full commitment. This meeting room is scheduled for the next 2 hours, so we request you all to kindly stay committed, focus, and try to infer as much as knowledge you could to get this going so you get the best out of today's meeting. Aside that, the second pointer being tech etiquettes. Kindly make sure that your audio is muted and your video is on. Feel free to use the background dropped in the group and kindly unmute yourself only when called upon. And whenever there's a person who is addressing, avoid using the chat because that would be very disrespectful for the person who's trying to communicate a pointer there. Aside that, if you're facing any difficulties, feel free to reach out to me, the sergeant at arms, or any of the officers. And the third etiquette being mindful dialogue. Of course, Toastmaster lets you speak everything that you would want to. But then it would be nice here in the Gabby's Club that we refrain from speaking on a couple of aspects. And most of all, something to do with politics, something to do with religion, and sex. Kindly skip those topics. Aside that, you're free to talk what you would want to. And while you do that, kindly stay responsible too, so that you are following the mission that we have, which is provide a supportive, positive learning experience where members build communication, leadership, and confidence and personal growth. And yes, this is a little housekeeping rules that I had in my mind as your SAA today. And before I pass it over to the next person in line, I'd like to introduce the person in line. The person in line that I'm going to speak about is somebody all of us know very well. He's somebody who's really good in his humor sense, has about 20 years of experience in his leadership capacity, handling various roles in various organizations. He has worked effectively in HP, Target, JC Penney, and he is a seasoned expert. He has represented the club several number of times. He is a proud Gabby. He is an expert in analytics, strategy, and marketing. And now he is performing a very meaningful role all of us look forward to, which is a social entrepreneur role. He has co-founded this, and the name of the organization is Practive, which was founded in 2020. This is mainly to support students, MSMEs, non-profit, and women entrepreneurs. He's a very proud father and a lifelong learner. And here I am to introduce our very own presiding officer for today, Saurav Datta DTM. Saurav is passionate about empowering others through learning and leadership. And yes, this is a little that I had to say about Saurav. And over to you, Saurav Datta, presiding officer for today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitra, for the introduction, and a very good morning to everyone. I hereby call this meeting number 279 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club to order. I would very quickly start with checking if we have got a few guests here in the meeting. I see we have a couple of guests. Daniel, Daniel Wong. Daniel, are you a Toastmaster or a guest? A quick introduction, if you don't mind. Okay. Tanushri, I see Tanushri. Tanushri, would you be able to unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Yes. So, hi everyone. My name is Tanushree, and I recently joined Toastmasters. And I'm currently working as a software engineer in IT company. I have more than 4 year experience in IT, and right now I'm working on my communication and want to improve. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanushree. Thank you for joining us. And I must say you're at the right place. Toastmasters is a platform where we help people get better in their communication skills. For the benefit of Tanushree, who's joining us first time as a guest, I would want to quickly give an introduction of what Toastmasters is all about. So, Toastmasters is a public speaking platform where we learn and practice public speaking. Learn and practice both. We learn the nuances of public speaking, the theoretical aspect of it, and we practice public speaking on a regular basis. How do we do that? We meet like this in a weekly meeting. We give our speeches, we get evaluated, we take various roles. Whatever we do, we take a step forward in terms of becoming a better speaker, a better leader, and a better communicator. There are close to around 16,000 such clubs across the world. We are spread in 149 countries, and this is something that we are doing consistently for the last 100 years. So, this is not something that started very new or something that has got a very short lifespan, which means that over the years, actually decades, and now I would say a century, we have proven that public speaking is something that can be learned if you are invested in it and you're ready to practice this on a regular basis. And so, Tanushree, welcome to the Gabbys. And I also see Pooja joining us, Pooja Sharma. Pooja, are you a guest or a Toastmaster? Okay, so I'm waiting for Pooja to respond. In the meanwhile, let me introduce our newest member. He's a returning member to the Gabbys. Again, one of our returning members is Toastmaster Piyush Mohanty. Toastmaster Piyush, welcome back to the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Piyush, would you want to give a quick introduction about yourself since you are here?
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Hi, good morning, everyone. I've been with Gabbys for I think last 1 year, on and off. This is the third time I think I am renewing, and I hope to be regular this time. I've been a Toastmaster since last 4 to 5 years. Served as a president of Noida Toastmasters Club twice. I've been a regular Toastmasters in the in Noida Club at least. And I work with a private consulting firm.
Thank you so much, Piyush, for the very sharp and sweet introduction that you had. Thank you. We will now move on to, I see Pooja unmuting herself. Pooja, are you in a position to speak and
Yeah,
introduce yourself?
hi Saurav.
Hi.
I'm Pooja here. So I'm currently working in Atkins Realis. So Atkins is one of the engineering consulting firms. So I'm a member of Atkins Realis. Uh, so so actually, I could not able to continue over there because I'm like having a course. Actually taking a course, so which happens only on Wednesday. So I'm actually looking for the Toastmaster who can where I can enroll myself on Saturdays. That's why I'm exploring some Toastmaster clubs. Yeah, so I'm already a member of the Toastmaster. Yeah, so this is about me. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And we have got two, guests who come from two different side of Toastmaster, and that's something that I want to touch upon briefly. So on one side, we have got Tanushree, who's just exploring Toastmaster for the first time. She's trying to understand what Toastmaster is all about, and hence she's here. She's eager to learn. She just doesn't know where exactly to get started, how to get started. On the other side, we have got Pooja, who is, already a Toastmaster and now is looking for a place where she can continue her Toastmaster journey, right? So her confidence in Toastmaster is there. She knows that is something that it can help her become a better speaker and a better leader. But because of her work commitments and other tactical issues, she's not able to provide time. So, and the third example we have here is Piyush, that when you have such kind of a, hurdle that comes in your life in terms of your learning, you can take a pause and then you can always come back And that is the beauty of this organization, that you can take a pause anytime you want. You can get started from wherever you left. You don't miss out anything because you were not there for a few months or a few years. When you come back, you feel, as if you were always there and you never left, right? And that is what the beauty of this organization is. I don't know if this qualifies as a clever conversation for you, for me to get a few members, but I definitely am going to introduce someone who is, um, someone who's definitely good in clever communication. In fact, I always thought that accountants and chartered accountants can never be clever communicators. So she broke that hypothesis that I had. She proved it false. She's definitely a very clever communicator, and the proof of that is both the Gabbys Toastmasters Club getting 25 members, both the clubs becoming super club thanks to her stint as the VP membership. Through a clever conversation, she has been able to retain our members, most of our members. She has been able to get us new members. She has been able to get us returning members. So I would now want to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, who also cleverly took up the joke master role at the last minute. So which means that we would have some humor also coming our way. So over to our clever TMOD, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. Gaurii, over to you.
So, one of the key components of clever conversations is the ability to give compliments. And let me tell you, especially the guests, that the most cleverest communication by that analogy is distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. No one can compliment the way he does. He plays a game of Candy Crush and gives you sugar rush. So, that is what DTM Saurav Datta does. Now, since we're talking about clever conversations, I would like to see more of you because that is the only way in which we can have conversations. And I assure you, I'm not going to put you in the spot with anything difficult. It's going to be fun all the way. Can I request you to please come on camera? Okay, in the meantime that you do that, I am first going to introduce you to someone who is more important than the MC in today's meeting, which is our general evaluator. And the general evaluator for today's meeting is distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak. Now, Toastmaster Nitin has a knack for humor. He calls himself an extroverted geek. And I've had the pleasure to meet him, and I can vouch for that. He's someone who loves cats, who loves football, and is going to play the role of general evaluator today. Distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak, can you help us with your role, please? Do we have Nitin in the room? Okay, in the meantime that he joins, let's start.
Nitin has messaged that he has got something critical just came up now. So he has just stepped away. You can continue. Maybe you can introduce the Taggle team and let Nitin join in when he is back.
Sure. Okay, now
Hey,
the
sorry, but I'm back. I'm just going to switch to devices, but yeah, I can speak. Sorry about that.
Go ahead, Nitin.
Oh, okay. So the Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. I'm Nitin Pathak. I'll be serving as the general evaluator for the day. And as a part of the general evaluator, I have twofold role. First, I'll conduct the evaluation section of the meeting, in which I'll present report from my side on how anyone who has been on stage, how they performed. In addition to that, I'll have a team of supplementary role players who will help me in taking this meeting forward and evaluate a few other aspects of the meeting in terms of timing, in terms of how well we spoke, how clearly we spoke, and how good we listened throughout. So first, I would like to call upon our timer for the day, Chaitra Lakshminarayan, to kindly express what they're going to do as part of the timer.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin. And yes, as the timer for today, I'd like to let you know that I'm going to keep a very keen eye on how we're going to deal with a lot of aspects of time. So I request all of y'all to stay within the given time period allotted to each of y'all. And there are going to be colors of signals that's going to be displayed by me. Basically, it's going to be blue, which I'm going to be using mostly as a placeholder. and then it's going to be green, which is going to say that you have to you are at a good pace and you have to keep doing it. And then followed by that is a yellow signal, which is going to say that it's time for you to wrap it up, and red signal, which is a hard stop. And each of this time is allocated at a differently for different categories. For prepared speeches, each of your is going to the speaker 1 and speaker 2 will be having 5 to 7 minutes, and I will be displaying the green card at 4 minutes 30 seconds and maximum, and then a yellow card at 7 minutes 4 minutes, and then yellow card at 4 minutes 30 seconds. Could you please correct me, Nancy, if I've been saying it correctly? It's going to be...
Yes. We'll just add on to that, Chaitra, the part, but please proceed on this to give the clarifications.
Yes, sorry about that.
No
So yes,
worries.
it's going to be prepared speeches, typically about 5 to 7 minutes. Minimum is going to be 4 minutes 30 seconds and maximum 7 minutes 30. And then the evaluator is going to be having 2 to 3 minutes. 1 minute 30 seconds is going to be given as the minimum time, and maximum time is going to be 3 minutes to 30 seconds. And the 30 minutes that you see here is the grace period of time. Aside this, I'd like to let you know that for the table topics, each of y'all will be given a separate time frame, which is about 1 minute. And we request you all to wind it up within the time period, and there is no grace time that is going to be given to you all. And if there are any disqualifications by the end of the meeting, I would be dropping in my report, and you will be able to get the clarity on where you stand. And with regard to the clarification on when I will be displaying each of these cards, I have a slight clarification that I need to have a conversation with the officer. I'll quickly get back to you in the group. Thank you, and over to you, Nitin.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. To add clarification for our members and also our guests, the prepared speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, timer will show the green card. At 6 minutes, they will show the yellow card. At 7 minutes, they'll show the red card and keep it flashed up until the speaker stops speaking. For the table topics, the timing will be 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute will be green card. 1 minute 30 seconds will be yellow card, and a red card at 2 minutes. For speech evaluation, it will be 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow card, and 3 minutes as a red card. That will be kept open until the speaker stops speaking. The grace period, which the timer mentioned, are in contrast with the speech contest, which we usually have. And those 30 seconds grace on either side, at least on the prepared speeches, the evaluation is provided. However, that is not supposed to be timed. So the timing will be on the stipulated timelines itself in terms of the flashing of cards. For the table topics, generally, we do not have any grace period on the lower side. That means you at least have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute in order to qualify as to be voted and casted as one of the best table topic speaker. So these are timings. Chaitra will share if you have more clarifications as well. Okay, thank you so much. For our next role taker, I would like to request our language evaluator for the day, Sagar Duggal, to kindly introduce their role and also introduce the word of the day for us. Over to you, Sagar.
A very good morning, everyone. Today, my role as a grammarian includes, includes listening to everyone who come at the physical or the virtual dice, and to present a report mentioning any grammatical mistake. Also, it is my responsibility to present the word of the day. And today's the word of the day is vifty. It's an adjective, and it means absence-minded. Example can be, a Rohan usually scores less in exam, and this is the sign of being vifty all the time. Apart from this, it is my responsibility to present the idiom of the day. Idiom of the day is call it a night. It refers to the end of something, end of the class, end of the session, end of the year, or end of the any association. Example can be, our last 2 years was incredible in your leadership. It's time to call it a night. I'll come back in the third section of the meeting with the commendation and the recommendation on the basis of any grammatical mistake. anyone will make. And, and with this, over to our journal evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Language Evaluator. And finally, our third supplementary role taker, listener, Sonu Lohia. Could you please explain your role?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am the listener for today's meeting. The theme of today's meeting is clear, clever communication. We all understand that good communication is about saying right thing at the right time, but it is also about listening the right thing. So today I will be listening to all the speeches, all the evaluation table topics, and at the end of the day, when it is the time to call the meeting alive, we will see. I will check if you were witty, if you were witty, and uh, I will listen to all of you, and let's see how you all listen.
Thank you so much, Madam Listener. This is the supplementary role players. Apart from this, we'll have speech evaluators. We'll have 2 speech evaluators for the 2 prepared speeches. In addition to that, we'll have a table topic evaluator. And one of our speech evaluator is working on a level 1 project, which involves giving feedback. So they will also be evaluated by another evaluator. So these are all the role takers that will evaluate you today. I hope we get ample time to do all the evaluations. With this, looking back to more clever conversations, and hopefully I'll not be with you throughout this time. Over to you, Gaurii.
Thank you, DTM Nitin, Pathak. Okay, now how do we take this meeting forward? I'm going to try and give you some tools and tips on how you can sound clever in your conversation and avoid those awkward silences. Whether it is meeting a stranger at coffee or whether it's attending networking events, how do you manage your nerves? Now, the first one is never speak in absolutes. Does anyone know what I mean when I say absolute? Toastmaster Sagar.
I believe you may never speak to be in terms of precision. I mean, never to be very precise or concise.
Okay, so there is an irony in never speak in absolutes, which is the word never. So avoid using extremities, which means never, always, favorite, worst, best. Now, what that does is when you are having a conversation with anyone, the first instinct is to be truthful. So let's say if I ask DTM Nancy Goyal, can I see her? Nancy, are you on camera? I don't think she's there in the meeting. She's dropped out. Okay, then DTM Saurav Datta. Let's say if I was to ask you, who is your favorite Gabbian apart from me? He's smiling. Awkward. Maybe he has a name, but he, of course, would not like to take it here in front of the whole club. So there are reasons why we abstain from answering such questions. Either we don't know the answer or we don't want to answer. That is why avoid speaking in favorites. Now, let's do a little bit of an activity. I'm going to give you a question and I want you to frame it without an absolute. I will pick up one of you. I see Jay Parikh in the meeting. Jay, can you come on screen? Good to see you. Hi, Jay. Good morning. Okay. If I was to ask you, which is your favorite band? Can you change this question, removing the absolutes?
Can you repeat again, please?
Which is your favorite band?
Okay. I don't listen to band music much, so.
Exactly my point. So this is a case where this is not a question which he relates to. So a better way would be do you like listening to music can be the first question. What are some of your top few songs that you listen to? Now that takes away the pressure from thinking about that one favorite. I'm still asking him his favorite song or the favorite music, but I'm asking him to give me a list instead of one particular word. Let's do one more. Can Toastmaster Varun? If you can change the question, which is your favorite movie? just change this, removing the absolutes? Can you ask me it in a different way?
I think I would say, hmm. So I was just a little bit confused around the whole absolutes bit here. Like how should the approach be in terms of
Okay, so
playing around the
a good way to talk is asking them about their top few, or saying that, can you give me recommendation? Or you could also say, do you like to
okay.
you actually like to go to the theater and watch a movie, or are you a Netflix person? Let's go to the other side of it. What if you are asked an absolute question? For example, I asked Jay about a favorite band, and he's not a music person. Now, the thing is, when we hear an absolute question, like I said, the first instinct is to answer honestly. But there are different
Mhm.
aspects to a particular question. And what is the purpose of it? The purpose is not to hit a roadblock and to allow conversational flow. Let's take a very random and an easy example. Which is your favorite vacation place? Now, let's say my senior manager is asking me this question, and I don't want to tell her because I'm not on good terms with her. Maybe I can just answer saying that anywhere with my two best friends, or I'm looking for a beach destination for this summer. You don't have to answer the question that you are asked, right? You can detour a little bit. Like I said, the purpose is to flow the conversation. Let's move on to the second technique, which is when you know nothing about the topic. Jay, I'm quoting you again. So, something that happened between Jay and me. There is a technique called free association. Now, I can see our DTM Nitin on my screen, and I know he loves cats. I have no clue about cats. I'm a complete dog person. Now, if he is talking about cats with other cat lovers, how can I interfere in it? I will think about everything I know about cats. So I know about those white, snowy looking cats. I would like to know what they eat. Are they loving, or do they really attack you because they belong to the tiger family? To think about every association that you have in your mind about that particular topic. Now, the best thing to do that is, again, I'm going to pick one of you, but let me show you first. Like I said, cat. Now I'm going to think about the first three things, or let's change it to cars. I don't know much about cars. What are the first three things that come to my mind? Um, so the first three things would be Fast and the Furious movie, mileage of a car, and sports car. Now I take the third one and make three more associations with it. So I take the sports car and I will say F1. I will say maybe Michael Schumacher, and I will say tires. The third word is tire, and I do it one last time. What about tires? Any special tires for sports car, or do you use MRF tires only? Are they tubeless? Now, there are 9 words that I have and 9 topics to interfere. Remember one thing: if you don't know about the conversation, the person who is an expert would be very happily willing to answer your questions. You just have to know how to ask it. I'm going to give you a very easy word, and let me pick up another person. Can we go with Toastmaster Piyush? Would you like to come on camera? Okay. If I give you the word napkin,
Okay.
can you give me 3 associations with the word napkin?
Napkin, restaurant,
Okay.
and what else? Yeah, I think that's the only thing that I can say.
Cutlery.
Cutlery, okay.
One more.
Food,
Food. Okay. Toastmaster Prasang, can you give me 3 associations with the word food?
Food, chole bhature,
Okay.
uh,
What?
rajma chawal,
Okay.
Restaurant.
Okay, restaurant again. DDM Nancy Goyal. Can you give me 3 words with restaurant? 3 associations.
Cutlery,
Okay.
waiters, ambience.
Ambience. Lovely. Now, because I asked 3 different people, there are some overlapping answers. But now, let's say I was doing a fine dining session and we were talking about napkins. Very niche topic, but you have 9 words to talk about. So that is how you handle questions where you know nothing about that topic. With this, we will continue with the theme. Let me explain to you the structure of today's meeting. The first section, it's divided into 3 sections, our meeting today. The first section is a prepared speech section. The second section is a table topic section, which is an impromptu speaking section. And the third section is an evaluation section, where every speaker is going to be evaluated by our evaluators. Let's dive into the first segment, which is our prepared speech section. And the first speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Suchita Nagar. Toastmaster Suchita hails from Delhi, but she has made Mumbai her home. She's a dedicated talent acquisition partner at a prominent medical device company. Now, she says that her journey in conversations has been from awkward to now being comfortable. Toastmaster Suchita is attempting her level 1 project 3 speech from the path leadership development. And Toastmaster Chaitra, please note her time duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Suchita, never take things lightly. Never take things lightly. Toastmaster Suchita.
Raise your hand if you think that stomach ache is always a gas problem. Anyone faced like this? Yeah. I was also the person who felt like that. But it was not. It was not the stomach ache. This is the time in the year 2024, May month, when I was having a severe pain in my stomach. I immediately rushed to my nearest doctor. And what do you know? Do you know she has prescribed me antibiotics? She has told me to take the antibiotics for a week. And I did that and I felt, yes, it's fine, all fine. Might be I have eaten something wrong during the time period, and that was the gas problem. And in 2025, the same pain again hit me. Again hit me with a barely like I have to again rush to the hospital. When I again rushed to the hospital, they again gave to me the painkiller as well as the antibiotics. Again, I thought I am not eating properly. I have to change my diet. And I started changing my diet. Even I have started taking care of my health also. But suddenly, this pain is coming again and again. In September 2025, I was again having the same pain. And I was alone at my home. I immediately rushed to the hospital. Doctor again said, you please have the antibiotic. I asked her why it is again and again happening. She said, might be you're not eating proper, might be you are having the food which is making gas. I said, okay, write a prescription where I can go for the sonography. And that time, I asked doctor one sonography. The very next month, again in the morning, I started having stomach pain. But I still think that things are okay. I will go to the office. And I went to the office And I feel the pain is started hitting me again and again. I had my breakfast and I couldn't able to sit in the office. Till afternoon, I somehow managed myself. And I immediately rushed back to my home. I told my family, not feeling well, I'm going to do the sonography. I went to the sonography. There is a huge queue. There was a lot of pain in me. I still sat there and waited for my number. I did my sonography. I asked the radiologist, what happened? Is everything is fine? So he said, you have the infection. I said, okay. I came back home. And I started searching the gastro surgeon. Next day, I went to the hospital and I showed my reports to the doctor. And what he said, you have the stone in your gallbladder. I was so surprised. Gallbladder stone and how this will get removed. He said, there is a surgery. Surgery? No, I can't do this surgery. Is there any way we can remove the stone without having gallbladder removed? He said, no, there is no way. You need to remove the gallbladder. I came back to home and I discussed with my family. They are saying that to remove the gallbladder. We were not agreed to do that. Therefore, we have gone to the Ayurvedas. We found like some medicines from Ayurveda. But one thing was hitting me and me. I have something in my body. It is like hitting my work also. I'm not able to focus as well. So finally, we have decided that we will go for the surgery. On 2nd January 2026, we have gone for the surgery and I am all fit and fine in front of you. I would say health is so important for you that you should have to take care. We often take our health lightly, assuming it will be fine. But when your body sounds the alarm, don't ignore it. Act, see a doctor, ask questions, get it right test. Because health delay can become health decision. Make under pressure, in pain, and timely action can turn a scare into a story with a strong and healthy ending. Thank you. Over to you.
Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Suchita? Toastmaster Suchita, thank you for sharing such a personal story. And I understand that only someone who's gone through a bad stomachache can understand that. And I understand what you're saying. Okay, let's move on to our second speaker today. That is Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Toastmaster Rahul is a fitness enthusiast and a marketing analyst at Sanofi Hyderabad with over 4 years of work experience. Now, Toastmaster Rahul describes himself as an ambivert, which means that he strikes off from the other person's energy. Toastmaster Rahul is going to attempt his level 3 project 1 from the path persuasive speaking. Toastmaster Chaitra, his time duration is also 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Rahul, body insecurities. Body insecurities, Toastmaster Rahul.
Please raise your hands if you ever look yourself in the mirror while taking a bath and feel confident. Not just your face, not just your clothes, not just your way of standing, but the way you look entirely. Guess what? I was not confident. Back when I was in my high school, I was having a lot of body insecurities. I used to feel that others are better than me. I am not so good looking, or I have some different shape of my physique, and I was feeling insecure. Because of that, I was underconfident was not able to get along with people, make new friends, and also explore my full potential. I used to be always sad. I used to be 50 during the high school times. But then one day, my grandfather saw how I was feeling. And that day, he gave me some motivation speech, of course. But he said that, Rahul, you should go and run in the ground. That will definitely help you. And I was like, how running will help me? It was not making sense. But then I gave it a try. I started running week 1. I started running more week 2. And suddenly, as time passed, it became a habit. I started running for my school, and I won marathon which was organized by my school. And then in my college days, again I won marathons. And then coming to the corporate, I became the fastest runner in my organization. And I felt accomplished after all these several years. All these years, the medals which I won is not the trophy. The trophy was the confidence which came from that winning, the confidence in my physical appearance, the body insecurity which I was having that vanished. But that one grandfather's advice gave me a complete whole life. As I became more and more passionate about fitness and health, I started reading books. I started reading articles over the internet, and I became so much knowledgeable about every aspect of fitness. So much so that I could change somebody's life by having a 5 minutes conversation over health and fitness. Many of us do have body insecurities. Maybe some of us are also having right now. But we have this because of several reasons, like we don't sleep on time. We have a sitting job 8 to 10 hours, and then we eat crash diets. We don't manage our stress levels. And these are the only reasons why India is now having 60% of lifestyle diseases such as diabetes, stroke, cardiovascular arrest, or heart attack. And because of that, people are not able to explore their optimal life. They are not able to contribute to their family. We are all operating mostly at 60% of our potential. And to unlock that 40%, we have to take care of health because that is the number one asset. Just like TM Suchita was suffering from gallbladder, it would have been avoided if there was some structure. But I appreciate her how she uh, went to the doctor and was able to cure her illness. But these structures, if applied before, could have saved a lot of time and money. And there is always a structure. But the fitness industry and social media has confused all of us because one person says that you should eat this, then another person says that no, you should not eat this, and someone says that you should not run, otherwise you will lose your gains, and lot more. Guess what? We don't need all this information burden on us. We need a structure. We need structure which we can follow consistently without any confusion. And because of that, I have built a science-based structure which is called the RZ method. The RZ method comprises of sleep, nutrition, stress management, and movement. Right movement will lead you to better life. Right kind of sleep habits will lead you to better life, and so on and so forth for all the other two. But this is the system which I would love to share with you and transform your life as well. If you are interested, you can also DM me, or you can ping me on WhatsApp for more information. But I would encourage and end with one takeaway from my speech. That is, just make one change. Do 1 day of walking, or change a meal of yours with one outside, then with a homemade meal, or try something which is healthier for you, like meditation. I hope this will help you build a good system, and with consistency, you will definitely see results. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Can we put it together for Toastmaster Rahul Swami? Toastmaster Rahul, body insecurities is something so real. It doesn't just affect our health, but also our self image. And only the person dealing with knows how hard it is. Thank you for sharing your personal story. And my personal takeaways, take that one small step and do it with consistency. Thank you for sharing your journey. Okay, with this, let's quickly break into a break of 5 minutes and we will be back at 10:52. See you. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're back on your seats. Okay, let's go ahead with the theme for today's meeting. Now, what is the third tool that we can have in having clear conversations? It is the art of complimenting. Can I have some volunteers who would be open to complimenting me? Toastmaster Chaitra, thank you very much. Please.
Gaurii, what do I tell? I just thought a person can just be beautiful and doubtful to have brains. But when I met Gaurii Aggarwal, I realized that's a lie. Somebody like Gaurii Aggarwal can be beautiful and have brains. She proves the statement beauty is actually something accompanied with brains. And considering the fact I am beautiful, beauty stays in the eyes of the beholder as well. I still find you even more beautiful, Gaurii. It's very nice, and I'm so glad to have met you. The confidence that you pull off is the most exciting thing for me because each time I see the confidence in you, it's so infectious that I get the confidence. So thank you for driving that confidence in me. Over to you.
Wow, wow, wow. I would have loved this to continue forever, but in the paucity of time, thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitra. Can we have, anybody else? That talks about my likability quotient. Chaitra, I only have you. Thank you so much. Now, what is the art of complimenting? It is a balance between overdoing it and underdoing it. Now, what did Chaitra do? She said that you are very beautiful, but it's not beauty without brains. And then she went on to talk about my confidence. So if you compliment somebody on the time they put into something or on the effort that they make, it is more impactful than probably me telling Nitin, you're so tall. Wow. Because I've met him personally. Now, there are many people who are tall. It's like saying, oh, all of you, congratulations, we have arms and legs. That's not a compliment. Something that somebody puts an effort in or puts some time in becomes a valid compliment. Now, so personalize it. And there's one hindrance that comes in complimenting. We fall short of words. So very often you will hear people saying, "You're very nice. You're very good." The basics of complimenting, good and nice. Now, what I would advise is, if you can have an adjective vocabulary, have some good words in your dictionary so that you don't fall short while you're complimenting someone. We'll come back for more tips after our table topic section, because that's a very awaited section and I don't want to delay it. Our table topic master today is Toastmaster Aswin. Toastmaster Aswin is a bachelor in architecture from NIT Hamirpur, who began his career as an architect in Bengal, where he has been working on global workplace design projects. Now, Toastmaster Aswin says that he would describe himself as an extrovert mostly, who is comfortable around a bunch of people who listen, accept his sarcasm, and are willing to laugh at his jokes. I am one of them, Toastmaster Aswin. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Gaurii, for that. Rightly said by our TMOD that I have always been in several situations in my life where I make a sarcastic remark about people. And of course, I'm meaning it humorously, but I don't know, for some reason, they get offended. And this happens always. And then the situation turns out to be awkward. That's when I get butterflies, not sure how to take it forward. And I do this often because maybe I'm 50. I never know, but I end up doing it always. But then I eventually took up the very bold decision not to stop doing sarcasm, but rather join Toastmasters. Now you think why? Because when I'm always in this situation, I always need something that our Toastmaster of the day kept mentioning, the clever, the witty conversation to escape out of it. And that's where this is the right place for that. And this section, most importantly, is something that could train you, and we could experiment a lot in terms of how we could communicate in diplomatic manner or give compliments or use our witty conversation or anything of that sort. So today I would like to welcome you all to as mentioned, the next session, which is the most engaging one, the table topics. So here, this is a platform where we practice thinking and speaking on the spot, or impromptu speaking. So just for the guests and the non-members, I would just like to quickly mention what the intent is, though the general evaluator already mentioned. So you would be given up a topic for which you would be asked to speak for a time limit, which is 1 to 2 minutes. And we would have the timer showing the cue cards, which is like 1 minute, which is the green signal. That is the least you need to speak to be qualified. And then you will have the yellow at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 2 minutes. And you will be given a grace period of 30 seconds to wrap it up. So 2 minutes, 30 seconds posted, you will be disqualified. And also one more thing I would like to mention, all the speakers who would like to come forward for the very first time, it's okay that you could take up to like 5 to 10 seconds to gather all your thoughts and then put it forward. So let's put all the wit we have within us to the stage over here. I believe everyone would be ready for it. And most importantly, I would like to encourage everyone to try and use the gift the language evaluator has given, WIFTY. We don't be WIFTY about not using WIFTY. So please use the word of the day, WIFTY. So let's get started. So do I have any volunteers? I see Akib raising his hand. Would you like to go forward with the table topics? Great. Okay, Akib. So I would like to give you a topic. Can we have him pin, please, the moderators? Hello, the guest Akib, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. So your topic would be a time when you had to pretend you understood something while you actually had no clue. A time when you had to pretend you understood something while you actually had no clue. Guest Akib, over to you.
How many of you have come across a situation as described by table topic master? All of us, we do, right? Like Nancy has raised her hand, Prasang has raised his hand way before, like he knew the topic coming in. We all do that. And sometimes I feel bad for doing it. But I don't know, certain circumstances made it such way that I had to do. In some of the calls and some of the meetings that go longer, I become 50. And then in the end, they ask, "Hey, Akib, hope it's all clear." I'm like, yes, it's all clear. Similar situation happened around 5 months back when the discussion was about a topic which I'm expected to be an expert. So there's like, he's an SME for this. And I'm like, yes, I'm the SME. Let's have the call. But yeah, 50 word came in there. I was absent-minded for some point of time. Call got over. And then one of my colleague asked me, what is the action point? And I replied back saying, action points? Yeah, I think we need to circle back together on all the stuff that we've discussed. So I was like, what are the stuff that you have discussed? Let me check Copilot notes. All of us, I think we have privilege of Copilot these days. But imagine a year back or 2 year back when we didn't have these Copilot notes and you were 50, there was no rescue. You would have to reach out to people who are in the meeting and ask what happened. But I think in a way AI has helped us there. But ladies and gentlemen, whenever you are doing a physical meeting, whenever you are in front of people, try not to be 50. Try to be present. And that is the whole idea of active listening. Sometime you might feel 50 because the topic is not so clear or it is getting monotonous. Things are really going beyond the allotted time. Like a Toastmaster meeting goes for 4 hours, 5 hours. Like, what is this going on? You are keeping your camera off doing something else. Try not to do that. And people should follow the right time and allotted sections should be given. But yeah, the crux of the whole topic is that as a Toastmaster, we can make up things, we can say something that circle back, use some jargons, but in the end, we need to be present. You need to listen to everything that is happening and give your true judgment. Over to you, Toastmaster Aswin.
Thank you so much, Akib, for that wonderful take. Let's give a huge round of applause for our table topic attempt. So actually true. I mean, I have been coming into the world of corporate from like past 2 years only, and AI has actually helped, or I don't know, made me not much of a better listener. If AI wasn't there to collect my notes, I don't know how I will save the all the weird situation that you just described. It's actually a saver, but yeah, let's try coming towards Toastmasters in physical and test our speaking skills from next sessions. So up next, let's move on to our next speaker. We have Toastmaster Prasang who has raised his hand. So are you willing to take up the next topic?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So your next topic will be, how will you trick your friend who is afraid of heights to go for bungee jumping? How will you trick your friend who is afraid of heights to go for bungee jumping? Toastmaster Prasad.
First of all, I'm thinking why this topic to me, because recently I started watching bungee jumping videos, which is happening in the Rishikesh mostly. And the reason I started is I went on to a company trip outing, and there basically they asked us to do swing, which is a smaller version of bungee jumping, but that was so scary. When you're going down, it feels like there's no support for you, and I mean, it's so scary. So how could I do the bungee jumping? Then I started watching the bungee jumping video, and then you gave me this topic. First, I have to convince myself do the bungee jumping, and then I would think about my friend. probably they would be the one who would be convincing me. But given the topic, if I have to convince my friend, I think for doing anything which is scary, the thing you can do is that you should train yourself in advance, and that you can do by maybe watching a lot of bungee jumping videos and right train your mind that it is not dangerous, right? You can just jump, and it is kind of scary for a minute, a second, but after some time it will become better. So I would ask my friend to go through all the videos of bungee jumpings which are there on the YouTube, and then train his mind. So it's more about mind. And while on being and once he's trained himself and went to the bungee jumping, while he's standing on the top, don't look down. Just always look kind of upward. If you look down, I think you're not able to jump. If you just close your eyes and jump for after few seconds, for a few seconds you'll feel scary, but after a few seconds you will be fine, and you'll not regret this because you will do something which you are scared of. So that's how I would convince my friend to do the bungee jumping. But before that, I have to convince myself. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasang, on that wonderful take. Let's give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Prasang. So just like you mentioned, I have also seen a lot of videos wherein they motivate themselves. I can rightly see a good future for you being that person who stands and motivates where the person is going to do the bungee jumping. They do exactly the kind of motivation you have currently done. Even I actually feel to go ahead and do bungee jumping despite seeing the Rishikesh video. So that's what you have done. So that's a wonderful take on it. So up next, so we have okay, two people who have raised their hands. We have a general evaluated DTM Nitin also. So would you like to take it up? Yes. Okay. So for you, I would like to give up a topic wherein your boss proudly presents an idea that you know won't work. How would you tell them? Your boss proudly presents an idea that you know won't work. How would you tell them? To DTM Nitin Pathak.
Would you please raise your hand if you're happy with your lifestyle right now? I am one of them. I'm really happy with my lifestyle. I'm really happy with the big house I'm living in. I'm really happy with the car I'm driving. I'm really happy with the vacations I'm taking. And one of the key reasons for all of this happening is the money I make from the job I do pathetically. Yes, pathetically. I am 50 throughout the day. I do not listen to a lot of things. I would like to call it a day before the breakfast is done. I go through all of that. Thus, I need to manage right balance. And how can I manage right balance? The right balance is I try a lot to sell my soul every day in office. And one of the best things I can do is there, say yes to my boss. Say yes to my boss each and every time. You will think, no, this is not right. We have integrity. We are people who should stand up for what's right. And I've done that in past. I have 16 years of corporate experience. I've said the right things many a times to get bad appreciations, to get bad appraisals, to get bad lot of things. And finally, it was a chance to make a choice. And I thought, why? If the person who you think is not competent enough, who you think is not intelligent enough, who you think is not good enough to be your boss, yet is at that position, they would have done something right. And you realize that they were a wonderful yes man to their boss. Somewhere that down the line, you might have to go and approach things what you want from life. Is it your integrity, being right all the time, or just cruise through a lot of things which happen around you? And yes, with work specifically, I have realized I do not want to take my moral high ground on it anytime. I just want to keep my job as my job. I let people do it for their passion, something or the other. That's not my passion. That's just my paycheck. And I stick to that. So, my dear boss, best idea ever, best option ever. You are the strongest possible person. That's my day. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, DTM Nitin, on that. Let's give a huge round of applause for DTM Nitin for that wonderful take. I totally do agree with what you've just shared. You know, in work life, all you need to do is cruise through however you can through boss or anything you agree or disagree. You just move forward with it. And the moment you get out after your 6:30, you check out. That's when you talk. You call your friend and then say, "The you know what happened? The boss just came up with a very very dumb idea." But yeah, that's how we survive in corporate. So let's move on. We have another person who have raised their hand. We have a listener for the today who is TM Sonu. Are you ready to take up the next topic?
Yes. Thank you,
Yes,
Ashwin.
great. Yeah, sure. So your topic would be you forgot someone's name just after they introduced themselves. How do you recover? You forgot someone's name just after they introduced themselves. How do you recover? TM Sonu.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. And I keep forgetting names. I keep forgetting, like, we have a lot of companies I work with. I will remember the case, but I will not remember which company has which particular case or which particular thing. So this is a very common problem with me. And today I am not being wifty because today I am the listener of the meeting and I am making notes very meticulously. But uh, I mean, this happens, and what I do, like, I don't pretend. First of all, I don't pretend that I have forgotten the name. I just start with the conversation as if I remember everything, and maybe somewhere down the conversation, I'll try to, say something in which they will say, I mean, some other person name that I had a meeting with this person. So, and in that conversation, sometime they will refer their own name. He said to me like this, so that time I will make a note and then I will train my brain that no, I don't have to forget it anymore. It is okay, I forgot it once. And also I work in Singapore, so it is very common that the name they say is something I don't get it. Like it's very different from our Indian name. So I always ask them, how do I take your name? How do I pronounce your name? So it might look bad to them, maybe I don't know, but I think it is better than pronouncing it, altogether wrong. So I do it that way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sonu. Let's give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Sonu and that wonderful take. I have actually been in that situation a lot of time. Since my name is super common, people just remember it. And they be like, every time they say, they will be like, hi, Ashwin, how are you? So I am in no way position to go ahead and ask, oh, hi, what's your name? I somehow circle back to their friends of friends and I'm like, I should pull. I'm like, do you know this guy? Then I keep a note and then next time I'll be on safer side. So we have been there, but that's how all these clever communications came handy. So up next we have DTM Nancy who have raised her hand. So would you like to take up the next topic on table topics?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So this is something more I would like to share to DTM Nancy is how would you cleverly convince a guest to join the Gabbys as a member? How would you cleverly convince a guest to join Gabbys as a member?
You don't need to join our club. I don't think you should. This is generally my first statement when I speak to any guest. I'd never sell membership. I just tell them the value behind it. If I remember my conversation with you, Ashwin, I just wanted to know more about who you are, where you're from. Why do you want to join Gabby's? Who fed this idea into your mind that you should join Gabby's? Why not other club? So after knowing all these things, when you are convinced that I'm not selling, when you are convinced that I am just not there to tell you, please, please, please join Gabby's. This is the best club ever. That's when you are actually listening. So the moment you started listening to me and you were keen to know more about Gabby's, I asked you, what was your experience when you joined any other club meeting? And you said, I think I want to join a Toastmasters club, but I'm not very sure since I'll be traveling a little more. I'll give you a counter argument. If you're traveling, we have got connections all across the globe. Wherever you are traveling, we will ensure that you get a meeting to attend to. So that is one problem solved. Maybe there are more problems, and trust me, the guests come with so many problems. And you know what's the beauty of being in Gabby's for the last 6 years? I kind of understand what all different problems that they can come up with. And I have worked with people to think of solutions for that. So I just give solutions. I never ask anybody to join Gabby's, and so does any of the VP membership at the Gabby's. And this is the value we have been living with from last 6 years. And just now we have completed 6 years, and everybody sitting in this room can say that nobody was asked to join Gabby's. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Nancy, for that. Let's give a huge round of applause for that. This is exactly the reason why I had this topic on table topic session, because this is just for heads up for all the guests in here, because we don't really convince. And I was exactly like what DTM Nancy said. Nobody actually convinced me to come in. It's just if you provide a product with some quality, people will definitely buy it. You don't need the marketing. The marketing itself is the product. So that's something for you to experience and move ahead. So up next, I would like to give an experience for the guests. So do we have the guest Pooja who would like to come up for the table topics? Pooja Sharma, are you willing to take up the table topics?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, great. Great, Pooja. So here is your topic. How do you talk your way out of laughing at an inappropriate moment? How do you talk your way out of laughing at an inappropriate moment? Guest Pooja.
I think this happened to me most of the time, and whenever the situation comes, you don't understand how to treat with that. So basically, you feel how to come over with the situation. So especially when you're in meetings and like having any conscious decisions making in front of your stakeholders, I think it's very difficult to come with the situation. And yeah, so basically it's difficult for me. I don't know about others. So this is something difficult topic given to me also. So uh yeah, so I generally come out of the meetings and make sure that no, it's not offending other people in the meetings. This is how I deal with the situation. Yeah, nothing much to speak about this topic from my side. That's it.
Great. Thank you so much, guest Pooja, for taking up that. That's a really good attempt on it. So let's give a huge round of applause for Pooja on taking up the table topic session. It's not about it's always the situation that come impromptu to us. It's not necessary that always we would be able to dive in and cruise through, just like DTM Nitin said. I have personally been in this situation a lot of times. So wherein I tend to, like I said, not only do I tend to make sarcastic remarks which in a humorously, I tend to find lot of things in a funny way. But and majorly the reason is not just I find it funny, my face seems like I'm laughing always. So when I was in college, my not just one, in my first year, at least 5 teachers kicked me out of the class thinking I was making fun of them, while I was not. I was just laughing. I mean, I was just smiling to what they were saying. So that's how life is. Sometimes we doesn't know how to move forward. Sometimes we doesn't know how to deal with. But over a period of time, with experience or with experiences that we get, we will know how to deal ahead in a diplomatic manner in an office, or in a clever manner with our friends, because we need to keep the friendship intact, or any other relation that we need to be in. We need to always keep hand of this clever witty conversation and make sure we are not wifty. So I do believe all of you who had participated and all the people who came in, I would like to appreciate you for giving the attempt. And I hope everyone had a wonderful time. taking part in table topics. So let's call it a night for this session of table topics. And I would like to hand it back to the master of the clever communications, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Gaurii. Thank you all.
Can we put our hands together for our table topic master, Toastmaster Aswin? Now, a point for the GE report, DTM Nitin. Yesterday or day before, Toastmaster Aswin reached out to me asking me about the theme. Whereas I think it should have been reverse because it's not so clear from the title what will clear communications be. And we decided on something. He hasn't done anything we decided, but it turned out to be so good, Toastmaster Aswin. Every question had me smiling. And I think all the members enjoyed it. The reply to the questions were also hilarious. So, your section, beautifully done. Looking forward to seeing you in this role again. Okay, now let's move on. Before we move on to our third section, which was the evaluation section, let me give you one more tool. Now, this tool is called double explanation. I would need a volunteer for this. Can we have Toastmaster Sachin? Okay, Toastmaster
Yeah.
Sachin, let's say that you had gone for a networking event. What are the first 3 to 5 questions that you would ask someone?
Hi, what do you do? And what is your designation? Which company you work? And
It's fine. I think we are good with 3.
yeah,
So let's say I'm asking you one of your 3 questions, which is what do you do? Give me an answer.
I am a finance professional working in a company, garment company.
Okay. So double explanation means, so there are only a set of research says that there are 10 questions that everybody repeats. Now, why can't we be pre-prepared for those questions? So if we were having that conversation, Toastmaster Sachin, and you ask me that, and I answer saying that, well, I play with numbers. Or I say something like, I argue with people about their financial health. What will your immediate reaction be?
Yeah, it's very impressive, and you want to engage in more interaction with him.
So that is what is double explanation. You will ask me more about what I do. So I am making what myself and my profession almost stick into your brain because we are continuously talking about it. So have a funny, witty one-liner for what you do. And then, of course, when the other person asks you more, you can have a detailed conversation on it. And we can do this with 4 or 5 questions. And you will see your networking events actually turning into professional engagements. I hope this was helpful. Okay, with this, let's move on to our third section, which is our evaluation section. And I'm going to call upon distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak to head this section, please. Distinguished Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster, Madam Mentor. Certainly know of you on the session you presented. Moving on to the evaluation section. We'll start with the speech evaluations. And our first speech evaluator will be V. Varun, who will evaluate Suchita Naga's speech. Could we please spotlight both of them?
Can I begin?
Varun, a quick audio video. Could you please state a line? How is the day going for you?
All good. Just
okay. There seems to be some
from
echo from your side.
Yeah, I'll just connect my headphones here.
Yes, please. We'll give it a moment. Would you please speak a longer sentence? Yeah, this is much more better. Could you please speak a longer sentence?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I'm doing well. I just
cool.
woke up early
is
in the
way
morning
better.
for a walk.
Over to you, Varun, for speech evaluation.
Yeah, okay. So hi guys, I'm the speech evaluator for today's speech by Suchita, Toastmaster Suchita. Speech title: never take things lightly under the introduction to vocal variety and body language topic. So I would like to begin my evaluation by starting that I personally really liked uh, Suchita's personal experience and the personalization of the topic that she could bring into the fold as far as this topic is concerned. It is very relatable to me as well because I have been through situations where I've ignored my health at certain points in time and I've realized later that I shouldn't have done so. I should have picked up the signs earlier. So I really like the way you brought in like your personal experiences, your understanding of those things in a way that is relatable and understandable for a lot of the people within this panel. I also like the fact that you were able to build your story. It did not feel like you just said something that was uh, momentary or something that was picked up as a highlights reel. You basically elaborated the entire story so that everyone could get the context around what you were going for, and I really like that aspect of your speech. And as far as this topic is concerned, this is something that is valuable and inspirational for a lot of people, not just when it comes to health, but when it comes to other factors as well. For example, your job opportunities or career or things like your family life. So it's a general sort of advice that applies to a lot of different situations in our life. Now, keeping those things in mind, a couple of suggestions that I would have for you as part of this speech is that uh, while I did like that you built up your story and you personalized it, it did take a lot of time for you to come to the exact theme or the message of your speech. It could have been integrated much earlier into your speech. You could have sort of brought in certain snippets of it from time to time to sort of uh, you know uh, grab attention towards that particular topic. So that was something that I felt, and that is something that you can also work on in the future. And as far as body language and vocal variety goes, I could see that you were trying to sort of bring in those aspects, but I didn't really see a lot of variation in terms of your body language or your vocal variety. So this is something that you can keep in mind as you go forward in your next speeches. But overall, I was really impressed with your speech, and I hope that you're able to continue on this path of personalization with every speech that you give henceforth in the future, along with all of the changes that I just mentioned. So thanks a lot for the speech.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Varun, for this evaluation. We'll move on to the next set of speech evaluator and the speaker. Would we please spotlight Sachin Jaiswal as well as our speaker number 2, Rahul Sharma, Rahul Swami. Thank you. Sachin, could you please speak? Today is a good day for a Toastmasters meeting.
Today is a good day for Toastmasters meeting.
You're clearly audible and visible. Kindly proceed.
Yeah. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests, and very good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Rahul. It was a good speech where you stress the importance of healthy living and also like a doctor gave solutions. Let me move to the areas which went well. It was a well-structured speech with a clear opening, body and conclusion. In the opening, when you said that you are not okay with your body appearance and you had a lot of body insecurities, we immediately connected to the theme, which was well done. And then in the body section, you spoke about your grandfather's advice, which changed your entire life, and you become a marathon runner, and you become a fitness enthusiast. Well done. And then not only you gave the problem, you gave some data to justify why healthy living is important, and also you gave as a doctor, you gave a solution, the RZ solution. So well done. Conclusion was also to the point, and point well noted. So a good structured speech with a clear body, with a clear opening body and conclusion. Second thing which I really liked was you supported the argument of why we should lead a healthy life with strong examples and data. Some data you gave where 60% of lifestyle diseases are because of lack of fitness. And because of that, we operate at 60% of our efficiency. So very good data you have given to justify your point. And then you also strengthen your point by giving example of Toastmaster Suchitra, who had a stomach ache and she has gone a lot. So very good example you have given, and you easily connected with the audience by giving that example because they just heard the story in the earlier speech. So well done. And also, as I said, you gave a solution to all the problem, the RZ solution. So you had a good connect with audience with, proper justification, with data, with examples, and also coming out with solution. And then the fourth thing which I liked was the body language. When you played the dual role of your grandfather and grandson very beautifully, and that advice of grandfather changed your life. It was very well brought by through your enactment of the role of grandfather. Well done. Now, some of the recommendations. You stammered after giving the introduction. You stammered a bit, which I thought was maybe because you are nervous. So practice more. Maybe practice before a mentor more and more. That will stop the stammering. The second point which I want to point out was it was not a very confident delivery which I felt, especially at the conclusion, and the conclusion should have been delivered with more power so that it remains with audience. And I'll just try to enact the conclusion. Should have said, in conclusion, I would like to each of you to commit to just one positive change starting today. Either it's taking a daily walk, either choosing a home cooked food over outside food, or practicing a few minutes of meditation. With this, I think your speech would have gone to a different level. At the end, I'll say it was a very effective speech. You are able to persuade us with a lot of data and argument, and well job done, Toastmaster Rahul. Over to you, General Evaluator of the Day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sachin, for this evaluation. Before we proceed any further, I would request if there's a possibility to conduct the table topics poll at this time. Reason being, so we'll not have the bias of the evaluation on the table topics, if possible.
So let's do this, Nitin. First, let's complete all the speech evaluation. I think there's one more evaluation left from Nancy. After that, you just take the timer report because we need to understand how many are disqualified or what. And then we will do the table topic polls, and then we will do the table topics evaluation.
Certainly works. Thank you so much, Mr. Presiding Officer. For our evaluation of our first speech evaluator, as they were working on evaluation and feedback project, Nancy, in case if you are ready, is it a good time for you to proceed?
Yes, I'm just finding Varun to spotlight him. Okay.
Yes, please.
Just
Please
give me a minute to
yourself as
spotlight
well.
people. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Perfect. And I think we are clearly audible as it is. So Nancy, go ahead, over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak. Well, Toastmaster Varun, when you started evaluating, I was wondering, okay, this is going to be your first evaluation, a formal evaluation. I'm not expecting a structure. I am just looking forward to a regular evaluation, but you surprised me big time. What a structure you had in your evaluation. You started your evaluation by connecting with the speaker. What is it that actually connected you to the speaker, followed by commendation? What is it that you liked in the evaluation, in the speech there? And then you moved on to the recommendations part. I thought, okay, probably this is a good structure you have. Maybe I'll share recommendations on the summary. But you summarized as well. So I would say that was a classic textbook structure for a contest level evaluation. This is a structure that we follow. So when it comes to the structure of it, I think you nailed it pretty well. No recommendations there. You balanced your evaluation by talking about 2 commendations and 1 recommendation. This is a level 1 speech, and I was not expecting a lot more from an evaluator for a level 1 speech where we are bombarding the speaker with a lot of recommendations. Now, these are the good things that I loved in your evaluation, and you have already done pretty well in your evaluation here. One recommendation I have for you, where I felt that we can improve as evaluators, is when we say that my recommendation to you is move the message towards the first half of the speech or earlier in the speech or somewhere early in the speech, whatever of this sort. We also need to tell the person why. You had what was the recommendation, but the why and the how part was not covered. Why is it needed? We were lost as an audience, maybe that's why, right? How? Cut short on the story part, cut short here. The how part is very, very important for the speaker to know where that person can improve and why, how it is to be done. So this is the only thing I felt in your recommendation part, where you can actually bring in a structure to the recommendation while you are nailing the structure for the evaluation. That's one recommendation for you. Apart from this, just straightforward jump to the evaluation. You don't need to say this is a project, I am the evaluator and all. Cut the niceties and jump directly to the evaluation. So that's my recommendations for you, Toastmaster Varun. Well done on the structure, well done on the recommendation versus commendation weightage, but improve upon the structure of the recommendation and cut the niceties. With this, I hand it over back to distinguished Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, for providing this report. Kindly and spotlight Varun and yourself. Before we proceed further, could we request the timer to please give us timing only for the table topic speeches at this point? Chaitra, over to you. Could you please unmute and provide that?
Sure. I'd like to let you all know that among the 6 speakers who spoke, Aqib Javed has taken 2 minutes 52 seconds, and Pooja Sharma had used 58 seconds. So with that, I'm guessing Pooja Sharma should have completed a minute to get qualified, and Aqib, having used a couple of seconds more from 2 minutes 30 seconds, both of them are disqualified. The rest speakers, Toastmaster Mani, Nitin Pathak, Sonu, and DTM Nancy, are qualified.
Okay. Could we please have the Zoom monitors spell out the poll for the 4 speakers who spoke today, 4 table topic speakers?
One second, there was Sonu's name is missing in the poll, so I'm just editing that.
Certainly.
One second. Sonu was speaker 3 or 2? Can you just?
Third, after they came after.
Speaker 4.
Speaker 4, right? Yeah. Okay, so we had 4 speakers: Prasang, Mani, Nitin, Nancy, and Sonu, right?
Yeah.
I'm launching.
Certainly. Thank you so
4
much.
qualified speakers. Thank you.
I request everyone to kindly cast their votes. And as soon as we complete the polling, can we please have our table topic evaluator spotlighted meanwhile? Table topic evaluator spotlighted meanwhile. Wonderful. If everyone has casted their votes, we were clearly able to hear Saurav throughout the session. So it seems that the audio and video are clear. So Saurav, over to you for the table topic evaluation. Thank you so much.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Can I get a confirmation? Thank you.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so let me start with the table topic evaluation. So we'll start with Akib first. So Akib, your topic was a time when you had to pretend you understood something while you actually had no clue. Akib, the good thing is that you have used the word of the day not once, but actually used it twice. And you started with the engagement and everything was, you in fact asked a question at the very beginning. Akib is there? Yeah. You asked some question at the very beginning, that engagement was good. And then the excitement tapered out, right? And then the story was a bit here and there. Some characters came, some plot came, and then it went, right? It did not go to a natural convergence. I'll tell you what's happening, Akib. You're out of practice. Time to come back. Time to come back to Toastmasters. Time to come back to the Gabbys. That's it. Very easy fix. Okay, do that. And speak more in table topic. And Akib, we all don't know what is Copilot, right? That is, so just like cricket, that everyone in India understands cricket, we are slowly coming to a stage where everyone in India understands AI. Trust me, it's not the case yet. Okay, so next is Prasang. Prasang, your topic was how will you trick your friend who is afraid of heights to go for bungee jumping? A good story, you will motivate your friend, nothing will happen, kuch nahi hoga, kood jao. Don't share the video about that girl jumping from bungee jumping and never came back up. You straight went up, huh? So don't share all those scary stories. So ensure that the internet is blocked. So all those things you should do. The only thing is, when you're telling a story like this, narrate it like a dialogue, right? So don't say like, I will say this, I will say this. More fun is like when you actually say this, right? So do that. Next comes Nitin. Your boss proudly presents an idea that you know won't work. How would you tell him? So Nitin's take was very exciting and interesting, I would say. That I would say yes to everything because we all know that this is exactly what we do. But then we all hate to admit that in public, right? Because public mein hero banna hota hai, right? So we need to be a hero in public. We need to say, I would have bashed his face if he would say that. But the reality is not that. The reality is we're all yes ministers, right? Nitin put that very beautifully. But one thing is that, Nitin, whenever you get a topic like this, show, don't tell. Like, for example, you could say, if my boss says, meet me for a breakfast meeting at 5 a.m., what would I say? Yes. Join me for a marathon in the Antarctic. Yes. Let's have the next AWS data center on the moon. Hell yes. Why? Because I need the paycheck. Why? Because my job is not my passion. Why? Because it's a means to pay my bills. That's the way you have to do the topic rather than saying that I would say him this, I would say him that. Next comes Sonu. Sonu's topic was you forgot someone's name just before they introduced themselves. How do you recover? Again, Sonu, use the word of the day. Good job with that, Sonu. And would start the conversation as if I remembered everything. That's a good one. That's a good take. Illustrate on that, right? How would you actually do that? Because this is actually a life-saving tip for a lot of us. I am slowly getting into early stages of dementia. So I'm always looking for such tips and tricks because very soon this will be a part of my life where you will say, hi, I'm Sonu, and I'm like, you are who? Right? So you have to kind of help me with people like this. So this is like more like social service that you are doing. So give us some tips and tricks. Add a funny twist. Like, for example, I remember there's something that I did. I had someone introduced with their name, and I said, people always mispronounce my name in US. They always call me Surav. How do they mispronounce your name? Right. So that's how I got to know what the name was. He repeated again. That's when I understood that that's how the name has to be said. Nancy, I think Aswin clearly has a favoritism here because he didn't give you a topic. He gave you a situation which you have lived for years and months, right? So this is truly unfair. So I would have thought I would have removed you from the poll. Seems like I got up, but then we were kind. So what happened is that you got a topic which is a real life scenario. You have done it n number of times. You could have picked up someone here, Nancy. You had a topic where you could have picked up someone here. How did I convince you, Aswin? Or how did I convince you, Sachin? This time when I was, when it was up for renewal, how did I convince someone? Pick up. I'm sure there is at least one person sitting in this meeting that you had convinced to join the club or rejoin the club or stay in the club or become a club officer. You could have picked up a real life scenario. Only you had that opportunity in all the topics. So I think you did a great job in terms of handling the topic, but it could definitely have been better given the topic and given your situation as a speaker. And lastly, Pooja, how do you talk your way out of laughing at an inappropriate moment? Now, this is something I want everyone to understand. Whenever a topic has an action verb, like walking, sitting, standing, laughing, do that. That's the easiest hook. So you should start with, haha. That was my reaction. When I saw all the people crying at the funeral, because I knew just one day back they were bashing this man on the WhatsApp group. But could I laugh? No, that would be blasphemy. People would want to kill me there. Maybe they would actually kill me there. So that is how you can probably talk about it, right? Wherever you got an action verb, use that action verb as a hook. That definitely catches the attention of the audience. That's it from my side. Thank you so much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Saurav, for this evaluation on table topic speakers. Now I would like to call upon our language evaluator, Sagar, to kindly present their report. Sagar, if you are around, okay. Can we please have Zoom moderators spotlight Sagar and unspotlight Saurav, please?
Hi, everyone. Good morning once again.
Sagar,
So
could
I've
you please
listened.
wait for a moment until you are spotlighted?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Over to you, Sagar. Kindly proceed with your
Thank you so much. A very good morning, everyone. So I've jotted down everything good about the meeting in terms of the grammar and anything that and anything that we can work upon. So I'll start with the good part of the meeting. As far as the word of the day is concerned, that has been used by our table topic master, our Toastmaster, Akib Javed, Toastmaster Nitin, Toastmaster Sonu. And as far as the idiom of the day is concerned, that has been used by table topic master. Now, I would like to enumerate some of, incredible usage of the words. I have heard someone saying circle back. I've heard someone saying monotonous. I've heard someone saying jargons, integrity, meticulously, witty, and nicety. It was a good usage of the words. And now I would like to talk about some of the areas where we can work upon. I heard someone saying, if I was to ask you what is your favorite band, in the best of my knowledge, it should be if I were to, WER, if I were to instead of if I was to. I heard someone saying, thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful story or such a personal story. In my knowledge, when we use the word such, it means we are comparing it with any adjective. We are supposed to use any adjective. Such a bad day, such a good day, such a good listener, or such an amazing place. So such is, in the best of my knowledge, again, I would say, so such we use when we compare with an adjective. So, in this sentence, in this sentence, such a, could have been avoided. I've heard someone saying, I'll be serving as a journal evaluator. It should be, I am serving as journal evaluator. I heard someone saying, I became so knowledgeable. Although this is grammatically absolutely correct, but it was not sounding really well. So, the speaker could have used, acquired more knowledge. And I heard someone saying the confident that the confident that you pull off. It's a wrong usage of the grammar. The right one is the confident that you possess. In addition to this, I heard someone using the mispronunciation of certain words. The right pronunciation is heart attack. It's not. It's not heart attack. It's heart attack. And the right pronunciation is integrity. It is not integrity, integrity. Apart from this, everything was good to go. Over to you, journal evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Language Evaluator. Second final supplementary role players, auxiliary role players. Can we please have listener Sonu Lohia on spotlight, please? Our Zoom moderator is not available. Chaitra as a host, could you please do the spotlighting? Thank you. Sonu, over to you, please.
Yeah, it was a very interesting meeting, and I have a few interesting questions as well. While introducing TMOD Gaurii Aggarwal said something about Toastmaster Saurabh Datta. I'm just putting dash, and you have to fill the dash. He plays dash and give you dash.
He plays Candy Crush and give you Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush.
Yeah, exactly. And the question which everybody might be expecting, and we all should be, remembering some tools about clever conversation, which TMOD Gaurii Aggarwal, conveyed throughout the session. So, what are those tools? Can we recollect?
Association.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Don't talk in
Absolute.
Don't talk absolute.
Yes. Third one.
Double flip or something.
Yeah, double explanation.
Yeah, double explanation.
And the fourth one, which everybody likes.
Complimenting.
Yeah, right. So yeah, those were very interesting tools. And then from the Suchita Nagar, we had a speech with Sujita Nagar, and she, told us about some disease which she had. So, in which part of her body she has that
Gallbladder.
disease?
Gallbladder.
Stomach.
Gallbladder, yeah. Right. And she told that before surgery, she went to some, alternative source of alternative treatment. So, can you recollect, like,
Ayurveda.
Yeah, yeah. Right. And okay. And then moving to the next speech was given by Rahul Swami, and he told that there was a sport he started playing for, improving his health. Not the sport, some exercise he started.
Marathon running.
Running. Right. And he demonstrated that he won many medals. But what was the trophy he was saying about? Like, it was a quality, it was not a physical topic, physical thing.
Health.
Winning.
So he said that he won many medals, but his trophy was something like
Winning.
we want to acquire.
Winning.
No, his trophy was confidence. He was saying that the trophy he got was in the terms of confidence. Okay. And he told about RJ method, like to improve our health. So can anybody recollect, like there were 4 pillars, if we can recollect 2 of them?
And let's keep
Sleep,
this as the last question,
nutrition.
please.
Yeah.
Sleep, nutrition, stress management.
Right.
Yep.
And the last one was movement.
Cool. Let's keep this as conclude this with a number of topics, number of questions you have had. Thank you so much,
Yeah, thank
Sonu,
you.
for
Thank you so
this.
much.
Sorry to interrupt you in the middle of the flow. Finally, would like to have the timers report for remaining the speeches as well as the evaluation. So could you please, could Chaitra please demonstrate the same, showcase the same?
Hi everybody, back again with my timer report. I'm dropping in the timer report here in the chat for your perusal. So if I have to give you a quick overview, speaker 1 and speaker 2 were within the time, and speaker 1 has not used the grace time and has used time taken as 7 minutes, and speaker 2 has managed to speak within 7 minutes 30 seconds and has used the grace time. And table topic speakers, like I made a mention, there were 2 of them who got disqualified. The rest of them are well within time. And evaluator 1 is qualified, has used 7 minutes 17 seconds, and evaluated 2 has used 3 minutes 41 seconds, and evaluated 3 has used 3 minutes 13 seconds, and table topic evaluator has used 5 minutes 40 7 seconds. And among the evaluators, the table topic evaluator is not getting qualified. Rest of them are qualified. And yes, this is the sum up of my report. Over to you, General Evaluator, DTM Nitin.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. I would like to reiterate on this. Since the table topics evaluator generally evaluates more than one speaker, the timing is not stipulated at 2 to 3 minutes for them. I certainly put it back to our club officers whether to disqualify or not. I personally, from my concept, would not, as they had to evaluate 6 speakers on the same. Okay, thank you so much, Kshetra. Now I'll try to go from my report and we'll try to keep it concise with the time in place. Starting with my team as of speech evaluators. First evaluator was Varun. However, they were evaluated as part of the project by Nancy. I'll not make any comments on that. Second one evaluator was Sachin Jaiswal. Now, the things which they could improve on is the balance. It seems that they started their evaluation with 4 good points and then went out to the grow-ons and then concluded the speech. If you have 4 good things about speakers which you can iterate, it's good to separate them between and keep the grow-ons in between. So you actually follow the CRC method and the sandwich method, and you can always balance it out on your speech evaluation part. The good part, I like that the positives and feedback were taken from the context from the speech. What happened? What were the speakers saying? Each and every element was captured from there. So it showed active listening, it showed good listening, and ensured that you did not go anything beyond to what evaluations could be. It simply taken out facts from speech and showing why they were good and what were the good parts. So great job adding over there. Next, for Nancy, I loved the fact that they did practice what you preach. They didn't just say what were the things the speaker could do. They actually demonstrated it throughout their speech evaluation itself as well. One grow on could be if you are mentioning something, for example, if it's a contest level structure, what is a contest level structure? What is in contest? So please, that could be useful for anyone who is preparing because the contest season is about to fall upon us. For our speech evaluator for table topics, Saurav, the grow on, I would say, is have a grow on at first. One of the good things as evaluations in Toastmaster is that leave the speaker on a high. So if we only giving one positive and one feedback, please start the other way around. If you start with the feedback, that means when you say the good things which I'm about to say for you, are going to leave a speaker on a high. So that means amazingly demonstrated what the speaker would have done. It's just easy to say you could do this, but you actually enunciated and showed with example what could be done. And that's one of the great feedback. Even for me as a speaker, I really like what I could improve on in a real particular manner. Language evaluator, a grow on for you would be if we are saying these are the good words, please add their definition, provide their definition. Just showing a good word doesn't mean anything until we don't know what it is. There are people who might not even know what this good word is. Please add those definitions. This will add more weightage to what you are specifying. It was done well in terms of where you added the feedback as you actually specified what speakers could improve upon, how they could. You mentioned the right part as well, which people generally do not do so good job in specifying what were the right usages in those things. For listener, one simple rule which probably goes for a lot of us, whenever we are starting any context of any story or any questions, do not add adjectives. Do not, oh, I am about to tell you a funny story. Oh, I have interesting questions. I have a few questions. Let it be a bit of a mystery. Let the story bit of mystery. Let the humor come in itself. I like the part that the questions were via the sections you specified which section is coming from, and they came from the section. It was in a way summary of all the things which we did. So that's a good job. Just to it's like a meeting minutes in itself. Probably up for the role of secretary in future. Okay. Moving to the major role players, starting with the sergeant arms, started the meeting on time. Great job over there. One feedback is the club mission statement of Toastmasters is Toastmaster International Club mission statement. That should be iterated as it word by word. Try to have that either written somewhere and speak it as it is and not change the lines from there. It's like a preamble, what we have in Constitution. We do not change it impromptu. You state it as it is. So please work on that. TMOD. And more, before TMOD, there were a few things which I would like to speak about. Today, our Zoom moderation game was off in the beginning, and it was on the speakers side. Our speakers were not spotlighted. Even one of the speakers was not spotlighted for up to a minute of their speech. Why is it the bad thing? It's okay, right? Even if we are all able to hear it, we can have the speaker view, Gaurii view. These speeches, we record them and put them on YouTube. Now, if we record something on YouTube and put it on there, only the people who are spotlighted will be on the YouTube video. It will not be the speaker. That will mean for 1 minute or something, there'll be someone else on the screen, but they're not visible. That's not useful for the audience. And also, if this, let's say a speaker wants to improve on what they just want to see, that's the only source of truth for them is the meeting recording. So ensure that the Zoom record, the spotlighting is right on point, at least for the prepared speakers, so they can see what happened and even the audience can. And the same goes for the TMOD. It is a good practice to, when you are inviting people on stage, take a moment of pause and ensure that all the logistics are in place before we get on stage. Having said this, why is clever conversation important? This theme, what is the takeaway in real life? I just want to ask situations. Let's say, A, you wanted to have a word with an opposite gender and you were struck out after the first line. B, you have a conversation with your boss, your manager, and let's say a senior leadership have come in to meeting people. What will you talk about? C, you are in a networking event, like one of the showcasing in throughout. You have to go there and meet people for your business. You have to find these tools at your disposal to utilize. So wonderful job in bringing this theme. Thank you so much for bringing this theme, as it's really useful on how it can be used in our day-to-day life. Great job over there. Finally, the table topic master, a feedback which I generally request all table topic masters is, please have your first speaker ready yourself. Pick one from the audience, someone who's more experienced, someone who's seasoned, so they can demonstrate what table topics are. And it's really useful for our guests because throughout their life, they grew up understanding words like extempore, impromptu speaking. Table topics is a Toastmaster proprietary term. So it will be a good example of what is happening for them. Apart from this, I love if someone is doing a groundwork, and I'm glad that Gaurii pointed it out that you reached back before time, understanding what the theme is, what the topic should be. Have this clear practice. The preparation on the theme topic itself speaks volume. So wonderful job over there. That's from my side in terms of all the feedback I could provide. Thank you so much. And back to Madam Mentor.
Thank you, General Evaluator, DTM Nitin Pathak. Let me give you the final tool and I'll make it quick. The fifth one, which is reacting in conversations. Now, like our table topic master, his laugh is misunderstood for sarcasm. My face is misunderstood for RBF. And we all know what it is. For the guests or the new members, RBF means resting bitch face. And I'm often accused of it, especially when I'm listening and not speaking. This is the only one place when you're having conversation where overreaction is better than having no reaction at all. No one wants to hit a stone wall. And if you as a listener is giving no reaction, it makes the speaker, it makes the person who's talking little awkward. If you can't give reactions, meaning you can't smile or you can't nod or you're stiff in your body language, the second way you can do that is by asking questions from what they are saying. So please do react in your conversations. Thank you for participating. This was my time today, and I'm going to list all the 5 pointers. I really hope it helps you in your conversations and you do not hit those awkward silences. With this, I hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. And before I give my closing note, let me launch the polls also parallelly because we are right on the top of the hour. We're 3 minutes over time. So if you respond quickly, I will let you go quickly. Otherwise, we can wait here and lunch can wait. Okay, so anyone who has a quick feedback about the meeting today, Vandana, you have been there for the entire meeting, and as I said, that she left. Okay, thank you. Akib, you're not a guest. I don't consider you as a guest. As we both agreed, it's time to be back as a member. But until you do that, today probably have the last time the privilege of giving your input as a guest. So as well pick it up.
Thanks, Saurabh. So it was good actually listening to the Toastmaster of the Day and Table Topic Master. I also tried attempting one today. So yeah, realizing how bad it's getting nowadays. Like you have to be in practice, and that is what I was always thinking to get back into. But yeah, I think the overall structure of the meeting and the way we did evaluation, multiple evaluation, and the G role as well gave a lot of insight which one can work upon and get better in their public speaking journey. So glad to be here. Looking forward to be part of the club. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Akib. Basavaraj. Basavaraj is not our guest, but he's one of our newer members. Basavaraj, possible to share your feedback? You have been behind the camera. Maybe we can hear you.
I hope you are able to hear me now, right?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, like as usual, meeting was very structured, and today it was very impact was more. The roles were handled very good. Looking forward for my next speech. Yeah.
We are also looking forward to your next speech, Basavaraj.
Yeah.
Hopefully very soon.
Yeah.
And then we have got Toastmaster Madhav. Again, Madhav is our youngest member, not only a newest member, but he's also our youngest member. Madhav, how's it going so far?
It's going great.
Going great. Okay. Thank you. And anyone else wants to say something before I close this meeting, before I announce the results? Okay. I guess that's a no. Everyone is like, I'm hungry. Let me go home. One last poll. Okay, I couple of observations about the meeting today. I think overall very well handled. The theme of the meeting was interesting. The meeting theme I consider interesting when I can understand the theme, but I'm not sure what the theme is going to be about. But knowing that the Toastmaster of the day is Gaurii, I knew that it would be something really interesting. And I was definitely not disappointed. We were not disappointed. What I absolutely loved is the table topics. Aswin's topics were great. They made you think, they made you laugh, they made you speak. So these are exactly how table topics should be structured. And table topics that Aswin chose, all the topics are very, very short, which is what I loved the most, because sometimes the topics are longer than the speech itself. And I absolutely hate that. And the rest of it was absolutely all fine. And we are now going to start off with the results. Okay, the first one is for the best table topic speaker. So Prasad has come back and he did a great job in attempting the topic. Prasad, you spoke really well. Sonu is a new Toastmaster and she did a very good job in terms of the way she attempted. But none of them were in the top two. So that leaves two distinguished Toastmasters fighting with each other for the top spot. Can I have the other one on camera as well? Yeah. So these are the two distinguished Toastmasters who have been fighting for the top spot. And this time, one DTM pipped ahead of the other DTM by one vote. So which DTM pipped ahead of which DTM in by one vote? It's the he DTM which pipped ahead of the she DTM in this case. So it is distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak, the best table topic speaker today. Yeah. Okay, so next is the best speaker for today. Okay. Suchita, lovely speech. You talked about gallbladder. And Rahul, lovely speech. You talked about keeping good health. As I said, the theme of the meeting should have been changed to healthy conversations after listening to both of you. Thank you for healthy speeches. And Rahul was the healthier of the two. So Toastmaster Rahul Swami is the best speaker for today. Okay. Now coming to the best evaluator. Varun is there? No. I think he knows that he was not in the top spot for evaluation. That's why he left. So it was a tough fight between a mentor and a mentee, one an entrepreneur, one a CFO. Finally, the distinguished Toastmaster got this one. So Nancy is not going back empty-handed today. Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel, for becoming the best evaluator. Again, it was only one vote. So Sachin, you're almost there. Then the next one is the best role player. Here, the competition was a bit skewed. There were two people right at the top and two people right at the bottom. So it was two DTMs who were fighting for the bottommost spot. So it's me and Nitin. Right at the top were the TMOD and the TTM. So one from Bangalore, one from Delhi. Sorry, Gurgaon. And this time, the one from Gurgaon took the cake. So it's Gaurii Aggarwal, our TMOD of the day, who is the best role player for today. And that leaves us with the best auxiliary role taker. This one was, again, a bit of a skewed contest. I'll not be diplomatically correct. Someone had a very big lead and continued all the way till the end. I really wanted Sagar to be here. The way Sagar has improved, it's unimaginable. The way I'm seeing him improving his control over his language, over his accent, over his pronunciation. As a language evaluator, he did a great job today. So the best auxiliary role taker for today is Toastmaster Sagar Duggal, our language evaluator. Sono, good job as a listener. I think this is the first time you're taking this role. Yeah, thank you. And that's a good debut. And Chaitra, the role of the timer, always a thankless job, but then we can never do a meeting without a timer. We can do a meeting without every single role taker, but with timer. So can we have a big round of applause for our timer as well? Thank you. And with this, I adjourn this meeting number 279 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Next week, we're going to have the elections as well, along with the meeting. So please ensure that you are turning up in large numbers because har ek vote zaruri hota hai. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.